Of aid from the West Country was this one. This is a bus packed full of teddy bears. In the first 3 months of the war, a very small organisation from North Somerset made sure almost every child escaping the war was given a bear to cuddle. The first TeddyBusz trip from Weston to the Hungarian border ended up lasting 3 months, with 7,000 bears handed out. And today their work continues, with the volunteers supporting groups helping children who've been left traumatised and orphaned. David and Neil from TeddyBusz remember their first visit clearly.
So I was on holiday in Budapest a year ago this weekend, and I went through one of the railway stations and saw the trains full of refugees arriving at Newgate railway station, and they were really short of volunteers to help out. It was a spontaneous response. So because I know a little bit of the language, I offered to help, and I spent the evening giving out food bags and helping with refugees. And I turned around from giving out some food bags and saw a man giving out teddy bears from a black bag. And the face of one child, the transformation in his face, just made a lasting impact on me. So I came back from my holiday and had this image in my head of children and teddy bears. And I thought, well, I can drive a bus, I can't drive a lorry. Let's see if we could get something together of take a bus full of teddy bears out.
So literally TeddyBusz was invented at that moment?
At that moment. And 10 days later we left from Weston with a bus with 5,000 teddy bears.
That's incredible. Where did they all come from, Neil?
So we posted on social media what we wanted to do, and we set up in one of the supermarket car parks, and we were just inundated with families coming, donating teddies, people going and buying stuff brand new. I think within like the first 20 minutes we had hundreds of them. We just didn't really quite know how much this was going to capture people's imaginations, and it was really wonderful to see. Yeah,
even ones that have been knitted by locals and by children in the Ukrainian colours, which is just beautiful. So what was it like? Because you definitely wanted to put them into the hands of the children yourselves, didn't you, as opposed to just leaving a bag of teddies there. So what was that like?
Well, we imagined we made a plan to a destination of where we would go, so the people knew we were coming. It wasn't just we were going to turn up somewhere and here we are with a bus full of teddy bears. We tried to do our homework as best we could. We went to the Hungarian-Ukraine border, and we expected to stay there maybe a week or 10 days, perhaps distributing the teddies, maybe visiting some schools or refuge centres, giving some bags out. But when we got there, we found the big aid organisations hadn't really got established. It was mainly the mayor, some local people. It's a town of 4,000 people, so it's really small. And because of that, we were able to find our niche and actually be really useful to help the whole process there. And we were able to spend time finding our niche, giving out the teddy bears to the children, and that's what made the big impact. People at home could see the teddy bears they donated, some with messages of support and love, actually being handed to the children, and that was really, really powerful.
And then it didn't stop there. You went again, didn't you?
Yes, so we came back and we continued to work with the groups and the local people that we've been working with there, and there came opportunities when we could go back again. So we went back in October, for example, where we took some school supplies that went over the border to displaced people, to children who'd been moved on from their homes, to help them continue with their schooling.
And you're going again soon, aren't you, for Easter? So what do you need for Easter?
So the local knitters, well, it's actually a countrywide group called Hero Bears for Refugee Children based in Newcastle. The lady there's coordinating it, but there's some local groups here, particularly in Whirl, who've supplied us with bears. And these wonderful knitted blue and yellow bears, they're supplying us with knitted bears and chicks, rabbits, lambs, Easter-themed knits, and Cadbury's chocolate. That's our plan for Easter, subject to hopefully nothing escalating in the next few weeks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then as before, we'll be able to buy supplies locally with donated funds and transfer that across to save transport costs.
Incredible. And I know that you do it all by taking time off work yourselves. So thank you so much from everybody who's donated a bear and everybody who would no doubt want to. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, completely. They use unpaid leave. Incredible. Now, I know you love knitting out there if you're going to do it, and get in touch with them. They said it really helps you don't overstuff them so that they can be vacuum packed. The more they can fit in, the more that they can take. And on tomorrow's programme, we'll be catching up with some of the 5,000 Ukrainians who have